Hello again everyone, and as always thank you very much for clicking on one of my videos. Now take a look at the FX impact here before we get into the action. Now just quickly, I wanted to update you with my FX impact. If you're a subscriber to my channel, you'll know that I did have a problem with it and I had to send it away for repair. Well, here it is back. It's been several weeks away, and I've had it back for a good few weeks. But not to say without its problems. It went away. They gave me a call a few weeks later, said it was all ready. I picked it up, got it back to permission, went to put a scope on it and realised there was another fault with the rifle that obviously happened during the repair, so I had to take it back. The gun shop that I bought it from, absolutely superb people, looked after me extremely well. They don't do the repairs, it goes back to the importer. If you're in the UK, you'll probably know who that is, etc. Now, give them their due, thank you very much. They certainly repaired it again and replaced the part that was sort of faulty, let's say. But when it came back, I had even more problems with it because of the way it had been reassembled, let's say incorrectly. And then just to furthermore my problems, the original fault that it went away for has returned, although not as bad as it was, but I'm just expecting it probably to slowly get better. Badder until I've got to sort it out again. So I'm going to stick with it for the moment. It's not stopping me from shooting it. I want to get on and get some use out of it, but I'm thinking the evenings are getting darker and darker in the UK, in England, southwest of England where I am. So I'll probably do a little less shooting as the evenings get darker and darker, and that might be the time to send it back to them. But as you can imagine, having twice sent it back to them and it twice coming back with more faults than it went away with, I'm not filled with the massive amount of confidence there. But there you go. I'm not a whinger. I've not even called my gun shop back and explained this to them. Certainly not the importer who did the repairs. I worked in the service and repair trade for many years, and I know how difficult it can be, especially with people whinging at you, so I'm not one of those. But that's my whinge on this video about the impact. The gun itself is a super bit of kit, quite complicated for an air rifle, I guess, so inherently it is probably going to end up with a few problems, but it should have been sorted out initially in the first visit, if not the second visit, and it's going to need a third visit as well. So there you go, let's get into the action. My little bit of whinging over, and hope you enjoy this video. Okay, so here's the first shot of the day at about 70 yards, I think it was. There you go, nice little rabbit, straight down. Now, not long after I'd shot this rabbit, as I zoom out there, I had a little visitor. This magpie came down, thought he'd have a look at my rabbit. A very lucky magpie too. It just takes a feather off his back, I think. Now, here's my first miss of the day, as always. Now this rabbit obviously scoots off after my miss. There you go. And this is the same rabbit, and he's been in this position for several minutes until he's just given me enough to take a shot, and this time I get him good. Okay, so here I've just come through a gap in the hedge and caught these couple of squirrels on the green. Took a quick shot of that one, and then there's the other one. But I'm not quick enough, as you'll hear from my comment on the scope.
Oh, you lucky bugger.
Okay, this rabbit I think remember was about 60 yards. And I'll show you that shot slowed down, slightly zoomed in here. And a perfect backflip there. Now again, just to show you guys what it's like, this is a picture of the moon. It's been a lovely weekend, this weekend it was. There you go, I've turned it to black and white. And the moon was coming up and it basically shone like a searchlight all over the golf course. And made me stand out like a right sore thumb. But there you go, can't have everything. Okay, into some nighttime shots now. And I've changed the screen view to the full view that I have through the scope. As you can see that the Pulsar C50, it records in like a square format rather than a widescreen format. And sometimes I edit the video into widescreen, and sometimes I think it's good to show it like this so you can see all the info at the bottom. But this shot was at about 60 yards, just under 59 yards or so, and all this clicking you can hear, there you go, is my laser rangefinder that I can never get to work. I click it and it goes on, click it, it goes off. It does everything except for range find, but there you go, another thing I've got to sort out. Just under 60 yards I think this one was. Now, usual thing, excuse my wobbles, but these are standing shots off the trigger sticks and they're not the most sort of stable platform to shoot from, but still a really good bit of kit, much better than trying to do a freehand shot. And another perfect backflip. So I'll slow that one down a bit for you again and show you that shot, and you can rate his backflip compared to the last one, eh? Now this rabbit came running out the hedge and he just wouldn't keep still, kept coming closer and closer and closer to me, and I couldn't believe it. And I still can't figure out this, but this is another one of my famous misses. Don't know how that happened. And he runs all the way back into the hedge, into cover. So this is the next day, and after missing that last shot, first thing I do, I try to do most days I get out with the gun, is just to check the zero. So I've stopped at 55 yards. And that's good enough for rabbit pest control. Okay, that seems zeroed okay. Now, this shot is just under 70 yards. I think it's about 78 yards. I've changed the zero to the 65 yard zero, you can see on the bottom. And the picture is quite grainy because it's really dark now, and it's unbelievable what a colour picture this scope can pick up in almost darkness. Now, as you'll see in a minute, we've got a saying in the UK or England, like when you're waiting for a bus, you wait around forever and then two turn up at once. So just as I eye up this rabbit, been waiting there quite a while for something to turn up, and then suddenly this one came out. And as the saying goes, when you're waiting for a bus, suddenly two come along at once. There you go. Now, like I say, It was right on the edge of should I change this to black and white or leave it as colour. It's quite grainy. I think colour was the best shot. I take that one nicely. And this one just hops off into the hedge before I can get a shot off. But I'll leave this bit of video in and you can see the difference, because I have a quick look around, make sure there's nothing else here. And I also change it to the black and white mode to try and see if I should have really changed it to black and white. And as you'll see, even in the nighttime mode, it's right on the edge of where I should be changing it to possibly black and white nighttime mode. I'll try and focus it in. That's the torch going on. Now this is all these nighttime shots with the C50, or with the standard AR torch 850 that comes with the scope, and it's a great torch for out to 100 yards or even more. It's got no focusing type of zoom in the beam on it at all. It's just a wide flood beam, but it's absolutely brilliant torch. Matches the scope really well, and you'll see that in some of the up and coming footage. And there you can see it back in colour. And I'll show you that shot again, but no backflip this time. So a little bit of wildlife now. It's always nice, as I always say, to see a little bit. A couple of these popped out, and this, he got really close to me and I had to give him a squeak to make him disappear. As you can see, I'm zooming the scope right out to try and get him in, and then he clocks me and I give him a squeak. Off he goes. There's his mate. Bye. Again, saw quite a lot of badgers this weekend. Now, badgers aren't on the general license, and they do an awful lot of damage. And you can see this one, I think he's sniffing me, you can see me, but you'll see this one grab a few worms or something. And some of the holes they dig are absolutely terrible. They've got massive claws, but lovely creatures. So I just spend a few minutes watching him. But you can see how good and how clear the Pulsar C50 scope is here, with its standard 850 torch on. Absolutely lovely picture. Okay, things were a little bit slow this weekend, but that moon was out all weekend, shining like a floodlight, and it certainly scared quite a few off as I approached them and so on. But eventually this one came out, and I think he was about 60 yards, and I zoom in a little bit and take my time, and this is the last one of the day. So please like and subscribe. Leave any comments in the bit below, and I'll try and read them and reply if need be. And after this shot, I'll show you the slow motion of the last shot for this one as well. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll catch up again with you all soon.